Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, when you read an article, look at each word that was used in the title and in the main points these guys make. These guys are experts over there, okay? Especially I'm talking about the mainstream media, or should be. I don't know, USA Today, New York Times, Washington Post, Wall Street Journal. And these guys, when they write an article, believe me, a lot of eyes were laid before it was published, was laid over the whole piece of news or article that is about to be published. So pay attention, because these things were reviewed and reviewed and reviewed. There's no word over there that is just thrown over there. It was thought to send a certain message. So probably you've been doing this. I'm just telling you that that's a very important thing that you should do. I have an article here coming from USA Today, and for good reason, they use a certain term at the American population, and it's overwhelmingly. So they're trying to push a certain narrative. The narrative is, you see, everybody is supporting Israel and Ukraine, okay? Everybody. Because they say overwhelmingly. That is, oh my God, okay? They use this word. Now, this is the push. And I looked and see, okay, what is this percentage I would like to know? And they give us this percentage somewhere down here. Where is it? Right here. On Ukraine. Is it Israel? Yeah, they started with Israel, obviously. And they say, on Israel, support for additional military aid is bipartisan, although Republicans are somewhat more supportive than Democrats, 65% compared with 56%. The difference is, on Ukraine, Democrats overwhelmingly support sending more aid, and they use overwhelmingly at 77%. That's overwhelming. Do you think it is? Okay. While the Republicans oppose it, it's 60%. Okay? But that's overwhelming. All right, my friend, if you want to use that. But then, how would you rate this one? Putin's approval rating. Will you call it overwhelmingly USA Today or not? I guarantee, I looked for an article from USA Today to see, these guys here. I tried to look for an article, to find an article from USA Today talking about Putin's approval rating, the dictator, the tyrant, and so on. Mind you, his approval rating in August 2023 was 80%. Right there, 80%. In July was 82, in August was 80. So much, at least 3 points above the Democrats' support that they showed over there, wasn't it? And they called the 77 overwhelming. Is 80% overwhelming as well? Do you think that New York Times will use overwhelming in saying that? Yes. You know when? To make a point that those idiots are supporting a criminal overwhelmingly. In that context, they will use it. Now, I went to this one, the Wall Street Journal. I said, okay, let's see what's going on over here. Putin's approval rating jumps after invasion. Not overwhelming. I looked overwhelming, nothing like that. President Putin's approval rating in Russia has soared since he launched his invasion of Ukraine. 83% from 71% last month. Where's the overwhelming shit? I don't see it, but that's, you can look for it and you find not only, I'm talking about mainstream media. Find that. As I said, you find overwhelming only when they refer to give the sentence a bad connotation. And then again here, the same thing. The same Statista, that's the main thing here. August 2023, 80%. July 2023, 82%. So he is in the 80, somewhere where Biden has never dreamt of being. But hey, over there is dictatorship and here is democracy, somehow. And somehow someone with less than 50% approval rating is in charge of the majority. How is that possible? I thought that the democracy is the rule of the majority. How come a guy, a shuffling madness, a guy who's unconscious most of the time, he has a below 50, below 40, and he is leading the 60. Why is he still there? Why is he not out? Because he doesn't have the imperium. He doesn't have the authority to lead, to be in charge of the majority, since the majority don't want him. Well, the next time, no, because you're going to have less and less people approving your decisions for 4 years. He's never had, I don't think he was 52 or 53% in his whole presidency, and if he was just a little spike. So this guy did not represent the majority. I'm talking about Biden. So far, I can go and look at the statista for Biden, which is not about him. But how do you lead a country that supposedly, uses the democratic system to elect its leaders and so on, and the guy rules in a majority? So that means he's not doing the bidding of the ones that voted for him, but for a minority. So that means he's not working for the people. He's working for something else, for somebody else. All right, but Putin, the idiot, right, the criminal, the terrorist, the whatever you want to call him, a war criminal, right? He has in the 80s. You can't say, I mean, you can, but because if you say that, you get in big trouble. You can't say the Russians are dumb. You can't say that. And you also can't say that somehow the Russians are smart at the same time. How are they smart? Through their methods of propaganda. So the Russians are not good at anything but stupid stuff. But somehow at propagandizing their own people, they are the best. Do you think so? I don't think so, because the Russians learn from the Americans. The Americans are way ahead of how to shift propaganda here. Way ahead of them. Right? The Russians are still learning, okay? Still learning. So yeah, to get 80% approval rating, or in the 80s, and the other guy gets, with all the propaganda system here, and the guy is still there. I mean, just watch Biden. You don't have to, believe me. Watch him. Listen to him. Watch his movement, and if you think that's a leader, put him on a horse and send him to fight, I don't know, the Turks or something. And see how long before he's going to be falling down and breaking in pieces like Humpty Dumpty. My friends, that's not a leader. Is leader under the 21st and 20th century, how should I put it, standards, which are garbage. Garbage. Well, a weak society has weak leaders. What do you want? Oh, no? Oh, no, sorry. Strong society has strong leaders like Biden. Do you identify with a strong, smart, courageous leader as Biden and Kamala? Do you think meet those things? They don't. But you're going to say, well, those are not the qualities of a leader. But which one are? Brown nose? Stabbing people in the back? Corrupt? Lying? Fooling people? Lying to people? Getting ahead of everybody else? Cutting the line? Is that characteristics? That's exactly what I've been told by a politician here in the land of the free. When we're discussing the qualities of a leader, stupid me, I started mentioning, intelligence, knowledge, experience, courage, things that my civilization used to, I think, have. And this, she said, what are you talking about? She tried to ridicule me. That's charisma. You need charisma. Well, you need charisma, but if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to be over there, you're going to be a fraud. Because you're going to have charisma, that means you fool everybody, you attract everybody with your charisma, but when you get over there, you're supposed to lead, not to, hey, baby doll, let me sing something for you. No, it's not going to be anything like that. So you need to know something. And she said, well, that's why the guy in charge with the charisma, is going to pick his cabinet. Yeah, but if you're dumb as fuck, how do you know those guys that you're going to pick are smart? And if they're smart, how can you verify that what they're going to brief you is true? If you don't know anything, let's say you don't know geography and you have an advisor that you appointed, right, part of you guys, and comes over and tells you something about North Korea invading France. You say, man, we got to do something about it. Now, if you look over that and you know minimum of geography, you know that North Korea didn't cross the border into France. Let's say, put it even more dumber. The guys go, yeah, man, there's a problem, man. North Korea crossed the border into France. So that's what I'm talking about. If you don't know anything, you're over there with your charisma, elect people that can fool you because you don't know shit about anything. So who's leading, you or those guys over there? And who are those guys? Whose interests they represent? Again, yeah, overwhelming. Americans overwhelming. Well, whatever, my friends. This is it. Propaganda works just fine. Over there we take it. Overwhelming, but in Biden's case, below 40 or whatever he is, around 40%, well, as democracy is, and Putin is lying, and the Russians are just, nothing is working, only when we want something. It's that thing, that guy was evil, all evil, but he was smart, but only in the evilness. The same, the Russians are dumb in everything good, and very, very cunning and intelligent in everything bad. Do you believe that? I don't. Why? Life. You don't have to read shit. Just experience life, and you're going to realize if you're not good at something, you're not going to excel. You're going to try to use others, but that's going to show. It's going to show you're an average, mediocre guy. You talk in generalities. I met a lot of people like this, unfortunately with power. Talking in generalities. Yeah. You were going to do it. We're going to do the right thing. We're going to change. Yes, we're going to together, united, withstand general garbage. When I talk about details, they don't know shit, because that implies you need to know something. And they don't. They have charisma. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.